And hello everybody, it's Mr. Callan coming at you with lesson 2.1 and 2.2. That's chapter 2. We're going to do a quick introduction to, and you'll have an assignment maybe Friday on this. Apologies that I do not have answer sheets set for pages 12 and 13. I believe we called that assignment number 7. We will get you answers when we return together as a class. Learning target, learning goal for today is I will write and evaluate. I will write algebraic expressions and then I will evaluate algebraic expressions. And I'm going to ask you to take a look at this. I want you to press pause. I want you to see if you can put in as many of these letters in the place as possible. You can't move them on your screen, but just think, where is multiplied by going to go? Where is the ratio of going to go? Pause and then come back when you're ready. Seems obvious, but multiplied by would be multiplication, and times, of course, would be multiplication as well. Ratio is more of a division thing. It's comparing two things or dividing two things. Product. Product is a special word for multiply those two numbers. Twice, naturally, is multiply, but half would be divide. Divided by, yeah, Mr. Callan, and quotient is also a division piece. Focus in today turning verbal or word expressions into algebraic expressions. Algebraic expressions will have numbers, will have symbols, and will have variables as well. 4 times a number x. No need to write the dot in there. You may if you wish, but we're going to use that so often we will not use the dot. A number n divided by 3. I'm going to encourage you not to do the old school elementary. It's not that it's wrong, it's just not the best way. Let's go ahead and put on our big boy and big girl pants and put n over 3. Quotient of m and 8. Then we increase it. You'll hear me ask quite a bit, okay, what is it we start with and then what happens next? So we start with some mystery amount m. Quotient means divided into 8 parts and then increase it by 12. Some tips to remember. First of all, when it comes to algebra, letters in algebra, they're called variables. And look at the root word of variables. It's because they can vary, they can change. X can be 4, X can be 5, X can be 55 million. X can be all sorts of numbers. It can change. When multiplying a number times a variable, the number is going to be written first. For example, if you need the product of X and 5, please write 5X, not X. 5. It's not that it's wrong, it's just not the best way. It'd be like saying, hello there, Callan Tim, instead of hello, Tim Callan. That's still me, it's just not the best way to say Callan Tim. Same thing with x5, right? 5x. 5 is called the coefficient, to bring back some vocabulary. And I will warn you about order, especially with subtraction. Adding 1 plus 3 is the same as 3 plus 1. But subtraction cannot be said to be the same. Order matters. For instance, when you have difference of 5 and t, and 5 decreased by t, both of those start with the 5. What do you start with? 5. What happens then? You subtract t. But be careful for phrases like 5 less than t, or 5 subtracted from t. Again, ask yourself, what is it we start with? Oh, 5 less than what? What do we start with? We start with the mystery value, and then we subtract 5. Order matters when it comes to subtraction. A couple examples to show you here. 7 less than the product of 3 and number x. Okay, what do we start with? We start with 3x's, and then we subtract 7. The product of 7 and s divided by the product of 8 and y. Okay, what do we start with? We start with the product, 7 times s. Then what happens? We divide. What do we divide by? 8y, a product of 8 and y. Next example, 4 years younger than Sarah. Hold on, time out. What do we start with? We start with Sarah's age. Then what do we do to it? We're subtracting 4 years younger. Half as big as last night's crowd. Many of us will simply write the C crowd amount split or divided into 2 parts. However, you're welcome to write 1/2 of C. It will mean the same thing. All right, now this will not be until the 28th. Some of you might be watching this on the 28th, some of you might be watching it earlier, but go ahead and title your paper, name, the date of the 28th of August, hour 1 or hour 2, and then page and numbers, please, with assignment number 8 written in the top left-hand corner. Assignment 8, write and evaluate, multiply and divide expressions. Go ahead and hit pause and come back when you're ready. So again, we're just titling our paper, but I wanted you to have it in case you need some examples. Examples like such. Write an algebraic expression. Now focus, ladies and gents, on the vocabulary. We are not writing equations. We're taking a step back and writing expressions. 3 times a number x subtracted from 24. Wait a second. Okay, hold on. What is it we are starting with? We're starting with 24. And then we are subtracting an amount. How much are we subtracting? 3 times that mystery amount x. Take a look at part B. 5 greater than half of what? Half of a number t. But hold on, we're not starting with 5. We're starting with half of t, and then we are increasing it because it's 5 greater than that. Again, if you'd like to or prefer to write 1/2 of t at 5, you may do so. So order will matter, but frankly, remember what we said about addition? That 1 plus $3 is the same as 3 plus $1? I probably might only take off a half point if you mess up the order of part B. But part A is crucial because $10 take away 1 is not the same as 1 take away 10. All right, let's keep on rolling through. Now we are given an algebraic expression and we're going to evaluate it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to substitute in the y quantity. We know that from the top, y is the same as 7, so we're going to split 28 into groups of 7. And then we are going to add x, which is 11. Now remember your order of operations, please. We're going to divide before all addition. So 28 split into 7 parts is 4. And then 4 plus 11 is 15. If you need that example down, you're welcome to write it down. Let's do part B, where we know that x is 11. You can see that from the top. On the other hand, take a look at what's inside the parentheses. It says YZ, but that does not mean 73. You guys probably realize or remember from 6th grade. If you don't see any symbol in between two things, that will mean multiply. So we're going to take the product of 7 and 3, which is 21, and then we're going to subtract 11 from 21 to get 10. Let's go ahead and evaluate just a couple more. Here we have the product of 2 and y, which is 7, and then we are going to add z. Now the product of 2 and 7 is 14, and 14 and 3 is 17. Write those examples down. If you need part D, example D, we're going to split 55 into groups of 11. And then we're going to make it 7 greater than that amount. But first you got to figure out what's that amount, which is naturally 5. And then add 7 on top of that to get 12. So folks, that's all I have for today. It's going to be a short day because you should spend the rest of your time studying for your test, which will be either tomorrow or Monday, depending on which group and which hour you're in. Then this will be the assignment for Friday. Maybe I'll repost this video, but the remainder of Friday is going to be this. Now, I know some of you like to get ahead. You're welcome to do that, but make sure don't underestimate your enemy. Don't underestimate the test. Don't be overconfident. So you're welcome maybe to start a few problems, but focus on studying for your test first and foremost. And then if you have extra time, you can get ahead with this assignment. Relax a little bit more on Friday than you expected. All right, folks, that's all I have for now. Thanks so much. and let's grow.